What is going on, everybody? How we doing today? As usual, hope we're doing all right. Hope we're all doing fantastic. Hope we're all doing great. All right, as usual. It is sorry. It is Sunday. Not just any Sunday though, Oblivion Sunday. Okay. I skipped the last few. It's because I've just had shit going on. And even this one's a little bit late. It's about an hour late. It's because I had shit going on. But we are here today, and we are going to be playing some of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remaster, which is what we, have been doing. You'll have to excuse me. I'm full of ice cream right now. I'm actually finishing off the last little bit of my ice cream. I got some cake batter ice cream with fucking Reese's in it. Basically, I finished pretty much all the ice cream, and I'm just eating ice cream soaked Reese's, and it's pretty fucking good. It's pretty damn good. But Sharik Johnson, I don't know if you're still here. I am not involved in Season 4. I have not been given a call to be a part of Season 4. I'm not saying I wouldn't be a part of Season 4 if they asked, but, with what happened in Season 3, I'm not getting my hopes up. I was told that I would be a part of Season 3, and shit changed, as shit does do sometimes, right? I'm not, upset about that. I'm not upset at them or anything like that. I don't hold that against them. But since I was like, oh, hey, they told me I was going to be on Season 3 and it just didn't happen, I'm not going to assume that I'm going to be on Season 4 since I haven't heard from them in a while, Good luck with Season 4, though. Good luck for Season 4, for sure. What's going on, Holy Clown Fuckerus? What's going on, Bonjour Skeet? Israel has blessed us with a beautiful sunny day today. Indeed, Israel has. Israel was gracious enough to give us a nice day. Nice day. Reese's peanut butter cups. Very good ice cream topping. Smart moron says Israel needs our help. Exactly. They always need our help, don't they? They always seem to need something from us, It's funny how that works. We don't get help from them. They don't help us out. When the planes hit on 9/11, they're sitting there doing dances. We can't get their help on invading. The people who totally did it, the real perpetrators who totally, definitely, 100% did it. We couldn't get help from them in invading there or anything like that. They've never jumped up to be like, hey, America's going to war. Hey, count us in. They've never done that. Nope, never in 100 years. They haven't even been around 100 years, but you get the idea. But they're our greatest allies, what they are, The English? No. The English, what have the English ever done for us other than, helped us when we needed help? No, fuck the English. It's the Israelis that are our best pals. It's the Israelis that are our best pals. Are you going to wear your black belt in public so people know not to mess with you? That's what I've been doing. I just got back from the ice cream shop, and instead of paying, I just slapped my black belt down on the counter, and they were like, "Ooh, oh man, hey, we better just let them take these. We better just let them have them. Just let them have them. Let them have them. We don't want the trouble. We don't want the trouble. All right, give him a tip. Give him a tip, if anything." Oh man, did you see Jimmy's anti-Semitic rant? Did you see Jimmy's anti-Semitic rant went viral on X a few weeks ago? Yeah, I did. That was funny as shit. Man, Jimmy's such a great guy. He's hilarious. I want a Metal Gear movie where Snake is fat and eats ice cream all the time while doing Black Ops. That sounds like I could star in that movie. That sounds like I could star in that fucking movie. But yeah, before we got into, you see, originally I wanted to do some LA riots stuff, meaning review some of the footage of the LA riots. Some people sent me some pretty cool shit from the LA riots. But I feel like that's a stream in and of itself. maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe the riots will be over in a day or two, and because of that, like, that footage will get memory hold or something like that. But either way, I didn't want to rush through the LA riots footage so that I could get into the Oblivion. So instead, what we're going to do is Chud Woke Values. And for those of you that don't know, because I didn't know until literally yesterday myself, I guess there's riots going on in Los Angeles because, there's a big Mexican contingent there. And because of that, when ICE was moving in, people would try and fight and stuff like that. And because of that, now a bunch of Mexicans waving Mexican flags are getting fucked up by the by ICE and Homeland Security, and now I guess the National Guard's moving in and stuff like that. Um, I think this is a great I think this is a great example of why the internet is such a great thing, even though sometimes we can talk about how awful it can be with all the like disgusting things that are on it. Is because when you look at, say, like Kent State in Ohio in the 70s, I believe it was. There were I think like 3 or 4 people who got shot dead by the National Guard in Ohio, and that was framed in every newspaper in the nation as though it was some kind of thing where like Nixon personally was like leading the charge against these poor unarmed youth, these 14-year-old kids. It's all college students. These 14 and 15-year-old kids were just peacefully assembling. They were holding hands and saying kumbaya, and then the government sent in their shock troops, their Sturmtruppen, and they killed them. They shot them. When the reality was that these were all like college students and people who had graduated college a long time ago who were like piece of shit commies who were burning buildings and rioting, and they were told multiple times over the course of a week, you better disperse. And then the National Guard got called in to try and restore order, and when they started throwing rocks at the National Guard was like, hey, that's nice, you see what I got here? you know Fucking and now, like, the only surviving piece of media from that is that Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young song, and it's a really good song actually. I like the song personally, but like I can't listen to it without thinking this is a fucking lie. These guys are lying about it, and that's why, right? That's why culture is more important than debates, because you can sit there and debate about Kent State, for instance, right? And you can be 1,000,000% correct. You can sit here and be like, no, actually, this and this and this and this and that happened. And what's going to happen is the other person's going to be like, yeah, but did you hear that song by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young? And then everyone else is going to be like, oh, that was a catchy song. I think that guy's correct, Like, literally, that's exactly how it works, And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because, hold on one sec. I got to, sorry. I'm like 99% of the way done with the script for this video, right? It's going to be a video explaining my thoughts on the culture war and my personal philosophy as to how we could actually finally win this based in epic Kekarino culture war, if people are willing to actually fucking play to win for once, which people are usually not willing to do that. They'd rather watch Jay Dyer, I'm not like angry at Jay Dyer or anything like that. It's just he's the one debate bro that I've had a real debate regarding like the culture war, if you want to call it that, with. And because of that, he has kind of become like the shining example of like that kind of debate bro. So when I say Jay Dyer, what I really mean is all debate bros in general. It's just he's the one I think of first because he's the only one that I've had an actual like interaction with on that level. But like fucking this right here is like everything you need to know. Just about. I'm still adding to it. I'm taking some stuff away. I'm rearranging some things. But this is a comprehensive, not like strategy necessarily, but manifesto. Manifesto has a certain manifesto has a certain ring to it. It has a certain connotation. So when I say I don't want to call it a manifesto because That's got a connotation, but this is more like a guiding sort of like document. Whatever. It's a guiding document, if you will. Is what this is going to be. And this right here is probably the most important piece because in this is incorporated everything else. In this, everything else is incorporated. Praxis. I'll read this off to you. It's fucking praxis, meaning process. It is used by many different philosophies, but communism is the most noticeable user of it. It is the way you are enacting a philosophy in real life, the way you take the words on paper and make them real, and the way you are moving the needle closer to what your desired goal is. This is an important concept because it's used as a guiding thought by commies that keeps them focused and on the right path instead of shitposting on Twitter or doing worse in Telegram chats. This is one reason why commies have an easier time organizing and agitating than the right has ever had. This concept is the missing link that will help people to get on the same page about fixing things. I feel like I should add a little bit more to it, but that's really good right there, Anyway, I've never heard it called a womanifesto. Evidence of patriarchy. I think that's all the evidence you need, JNCL. I think that's all the evidence you ever need, Holy Clown says, call it your Harry Potter fan lore. That's what I'm going to have to do. American History Gay, an essay by Sensei Scott. I'm gonna change that. Anyway, people in LA were throwing fireworks at guards. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty typical behavior. Like, I've always been interested in gangs and social movements, and because of that, I first became aware of Antifa in 2014. They were still fairly new by American standards. The history of Antifa in America, according to their orthodoxy, is essentially there was anti-racist action, which was made up of skinheads mostly. And then you also had like wannabe hippie left-wingers and shit like that. But it was mainly a skinhead sort of organized thing. Excuse me. And what ended up happening is as time went on, as the skinhead subculture died off, there was an ARA network that rebranded from anti-racist action to anti-fascist action, right? Or Torch Antifa is I don't know if they were Torch ARA before, but what they became known as was Torch Antifa, Torch Anti-Fascist Action, right? And that's kind of like the orthodox like birth of Antifa in America. Now there's another guy, his name's Derek Diablo. I personally believe the things that he says about him trying to help organize Antifa in the 2016 era, because the thing is, Torch Antifa, they had rebranded, but it's not like they were what they would become in like 2016, 17, 18 when Antifa kind of hit the mainstream and you had fucking CNN talking about him and stuff like that, right? Still very underground, but Derek Diablo, who I wouldn't call him like a friend necessarily, but he and I are friendly, and like he's someone that I know I could be around without like us wanting to beat the fuck out of each other. He was a left winger in the past. I don't know what he is now. He might still be left wing. I don't know. But I did an interview with him on my channel. Excuse me. You can go ahead. You can check that out. Just search Derek Diablo on my channel. And he talks a lot about the skinhead subculture in Florida, as well as how he kind of like was trying to organize Antifa back in like the 2016, 2017 years. But you see, I'm branching off. The bottom line is like those tactics have been around for a long time. They predate Antifa as like a brand in America or even Europe, I would assume. And one of the things that they'll do is not only will they throw fireworks, but in addition to that, they'll also put pins in the fireworks, or not necessarily pins, but like shards of glass. They'll stick them in. They'll stick nails into them and other things like that, and they'll throw the fireworks into the crowds of either cops or counter demonstrators and things like that, and they'll create literal like anti-personnel homemade IEDs. That is like a technical definition of what they're doing here. So yeah, like it's no surprise that that's the type of shit that they're doing. You saw all that happen in 2017 with the Proud Boys and other more respectable right-wing groups. but yeah, yeah, I wanna take a look at some of the footage from the riots. So if you have riot footage that you think is going to be interesting for me to take a look at, definitely send it my way on Twitter, or I guess Instagram if you really want to. You know, I'm cool with either of those. But Instagreersh is the no, not Instagreersh. Twittersh is you know, the one that I'm gonna be a little bit more quick to check. You know, I check my DMs more on Twitter than Instagram. Excuse me. Fuck LA, they ain't on shit since they graped Mel Gibson out of the industry. Hey, Mel Gibson made his own industry, sir. You know, that was probably a good thing. You mean Sharp? There was another group too, though. Yeah, I mean when it comes to you see when it comes to skinheads, right? Um, it's less that there were groups and more that there were classifications, right? Because like Sharp isn't a group in and of itself. You might form a group as a Sharp, but that doesn't mean that you and all Sharps are best buds or anything like that. Like for instance, the people who are credited with starting ARA, Anti-Racist Action, are the Minneapolis Baldies. You know, some dudes up in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Those are the ones who are kind of credited with starting ARA, you know. But like the ARA guys, I would assume you could classify them as Sharps, which is skinhead against racial prejudice. You also have Rash, which is red and anarchist skinhead. Now there may be overlap in those groups, but they're not explicitly the same thing, and they're not explicitly like chartered branded groups. It's more of a classification that you would find yourself in. You can be a communist who is also like a Sharp, for instance, right? um, you know, and you would also technically be Rash, right? Because at the end of the day, it's like, well, red and anarchists, they might also be against prejudice, so you know, it's kind of that. But then you also might have Sharps who are like, yeah, I mean, we're against prejudice, but like, I don't give a fuck about that commie shit. Keep that away, right? You have situations like that. Um, what was I gonna say? It's street politics. It's street politics at the end of the day, is what it is, you know. Um, Scott Sullivan Death Stranding stream. I've never played Death Stranding before. What's it even about? What's it even about? Um, Fucking Scott, you clearly write. Would you write for the Sam Hyde show? I bet you could do a much better job than Jay Dyer. I mean, I'll write for whoever wants me to write for him. You know, if somebody's paying me, hell yeah. Well, I'm cool with that. If that happens to be Sam, then great, fantastic. You know, but I would write for whoever wants me to write for them. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. But yeah, anti-racist action was started by the Minneapolis Baldies, and since they were skinheads, they mainly attracted other skinheads. But as that movement grew, you started seeing people who were not explicitly skinheads who would become a part of that little network, right? And since it's not like an official it's not like they have a headquarters in Minneapolis or anything like that. It's you know, it's just kind of a banner people fly. Um, you know, it's kind of tough for them to be like only skinheads are allowed. That's just not the way it's going to work, you know. You had a lot of college students, you had a lot of punks and things like that, which like punk and skinhead is not the exact same thing, though they are kind of related. um you know, you had like metalheads, you had hippies and things like that who they weren't all dedicated to like trying to fight you know, like right-wing groups and things like that. Some of them were like, oh, I'll make signs, tee hee, you know, that kind of thing. Antifa and ARA are not that different. It's just the rebranding, really. You know, it's the rebranding. You know, and Antifa is as like a phenomenon, it is definitely not what it used to be. You know, I'm sure there's still some people who are like they're probably they're no joke. They're probably looking back at the 2016 through 2020 era at this point. Not that it was even that long ago. They're probably looking back at it as like the golden age of Antifa, and there's definitely dudes that want to bring that back because there's an ARA subreddit. You know, there's a fucking ARA subreddit, right? Anti-racist action. Gotta cover up all the porn. Gotta cover up all the porn I look at. No kidding. But again, like like fucking anti-racist action. They even have like fucking, we are not anti-white, we are anti-racist. Yeah, sure fucking thing, guy. Sure fucking thing. Like there's people who there's people who still LARP like ARA is like a real thing. Oh, I saw this. This is where the outlaws were fighting a fucking black dude, and everybody is trying to be like, oh, it's because of racism, when really the black dude just didn't pay his fucking tab. Like bikers take care of their bars. They purposefully they try to make sure that they're not gonna like let anything happen to the place that they hang out at. Typically. That's they kind of take pride in that in like a weird way. And because of that, like, it doesn't matter what color the guy is, they were gonna fight that dude in the first place. I wonder what the comments say. Let's see this. This wasn't a fight. That dude got jumped by a gang. Yeah, actually, yeah. That's you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Mr. Fart me your boners. You're not incorrect about that. Bunch of cowards. None of them would try and take him one-on-one. Hope this video helps with him taking legal action. It's fun. It's funny. It's funny how all of a sudden the lefties are saying this shit. Fuck that shit. These racist fucks are all over Indiana. What? Again, like, a black guy got beat in a fight, so it's racism is what it is. It's racism is what it is. Let's see what this guy's thing is. Action antifascista revolution. I can't even read that. Fuck him. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. I've met one or two sharps in my life. They were pussies. They were like losers. But the thing is, I also met them in like 2019. So yeah, that's probably why. It's dudes who would hang out. It's dudes who would hang out on this subreddit is what it is. They think they can just shave their heads and start wearing Doc Martens, and they're gonna be skinheads all of a sudden. They think that's the way that it works, when in reality they're just pussy redditors. And then I met one rash guy, and I knew he was rash because he wore red boots with red laces. Because Reddit skinheads still take lace culture seriously. They still try and gatekeep lace culture. Excuse me. They fucking he like was a rash, and like he showed up and he started talking shit to us, and we were like, all right, well, when the cops aren't around, I guess we're gonna fight this guy. He's talking real tough. I guess we're gonna fight this dude when the cops aren't around. He stayed there for like 10 minutes, and then he got a call on his phone, and he disappeared. And he fucking left. He left. It was like, I thought we had a fight on our hands. I mean, I wasn't even gonna say we should jump him. I was gonna say, hey, I mean, it's one guy. I'll take him. I'm fine with that. But no, I guess he wanted to go. I guess he had to go. Well, I guess that's that. Scott, can we see the yeah no shirt for old time's sake? I don't even know where it is. If I can find it in 2 seconds, I'll go ahead and I'll show it to you guys. Because that's one of the few things that I still have. I still have the coat. I still have the yeah no shirt. I have the 357 airsoft because that was my brother-in-law's. I borrowed that from him. I don't know what else I got though. I don't think you have, but you haven't seen like yeah no shirt, have you?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I know I have it, but it got lost in the move.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wait, is this it? Nope. Yeah, I can't find it. I'll show it to you next time. If I do talk about the LA riot things, I will probably do that tomorrow. I'm thinking I might do it tomorrow if I can. So if I do, I'll go ahead and I'll show it to you guys tomorrow. You know, Scott Sullivan MMA, iconic, not ironic, iconic memorabilia. Uh, it's about connecting a post-apocalyptic America. You play as a delivery man with all sorts of gadgets to traverse the disoriented landscape and fight all the ghost, all the ghost nibbas and bad guys. It's cool. I'm gonna assume ghost nibbas is what they're actually called because I've never played Death Stranding before, so I don't know what the enemies are called. I guess they're probably called ghost nibbas according to what Big Bulgogi is saying. What's going on, Cherry Blossom? How you doing? Cherry Blossom, are you a guy or a girl? I'm just curious because like I'm just wondering. Just wondering. All right. Scott, can I DM you somewhere a documentary about skinheads if you're interested about that stuff? It's foreign though, but the translation is decent enough. Yeah, of course. Hit me up on Twitter. Sullivan _ MMA. I'm always interested in that stuff. It's really cool. Oh, Cherry Blossom's a girl. You hear that, guys? Get the bats. Get the bats and the crowbars. No girls allowed. No, but thank you for being my one viewer on Twitch, Cherry Blossoms. I appreciate that. Cherry Blossom, not Cherry Blossoms. Excuse me. Fucking. In the United States, you should fly flags that come from the United States. Yeah, like as someone who's very proud to be Irish and Italian, I don't have an issue with the idea of somebody who's like any specific like ethnicity or something like that also flying the flag of their ethnicity. But that flag should not be flying higher than the American flag. Like I'm very proud of my Irish heritage. I've learned a lot about my Irish heritage. I bought myself a new black belt. I don't know where I put it. I like because my coach gave me a black belt. Um, Literally a week ago today. Here's this fucking thing. It's the certificate. I bought myself a nicer black belt, and I'm gonna get my family's slogan, the Sullivan family slogan or Sullivan clan slogan, excuse me, embroidered on the belt, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with flaunting your heritage, but like when you're sitting here, like when you're a traitor to the nation, that should not be allowed. That's not something that should be stood for. That is for sure. Um, Italian and Irish, yeah. A lot of people wouldn't expect the Italian, but if you see me from the profile, this ain't an Irish nose. This is not a fucking Irish nose. That this is probably the reason why people really think I'm Jewish. I made a joke on season 2 that I was Jewish, and every once in a great while, I still get someone who's like, "Oh, are you Jewish? Are you Jewish?" And it's like, yeah, fucking sure, guy. Anyway, Chud Woke Values Instructions. You will be presented with a series of statements for each one. Click the button with your opinion on it. Proceed shuffled. Proceed unshuffled. I guess we'll do proceed shuffled. I support doing land acknowledgments. What the fuck is a land acknowledgement? What is a? Can anyone explain to me what a land acknowledgement is? You wouldn't fly a House Telvanni flag at a Redoran temple, would you? Exactly. Like, why would you do that? Like, and the other piece of it too is that like my flying an Irish flag or flying an Italian flag or having anything Irish or Italian is not inherently a political statement, but like a lot of Hispanics will fly those flags as a political statement. That's basically like literally the flag of the country they came from. Oftentimes becomes their own version of a come and take it, a fucking Gadsden flag type shit. Don't tread on me. Don't tread on me is what is the Gadsden flag, the don't tread on me flag. That becomes their own version of like the don't tread on me flag, and it's just fucking cringe. Like some idiot who like standing up to the police is not like a brave thing to do necessarily, right? Hold on, let me Google what a land acknowledgement is in the first place. Land acknowledgement. I would assume it's like, oh, we are on the Wampanoag tribe's land. Land acknowledgement is a formal statement that recognizes and honors the indigenous peoples who are get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck the Wampanoag. Fucking uh gender is a social construct and not a natural state of affairs. Get the fuck out of here. I read contemporary philosophers. Disagree, not strongly disagree. Because it depends on what contemporary is. Because, like, you know, Evola died in the 70s. He's not, like, his work is not even 100 years old. Is that contemporary? He ain't alive, you know? I am attending or have attended a prestigious school, a regular university, a trade school. I did not or will not attend college. Yeah, fuck that shit. If entertainment, media, or commercials have a certain identity makeup, whether that be a lack of diversity or forced diversity, that upsets me. Yeah, I'll say agree. I won't say strongly agree because, like, I'll still watch it. You know, like, I'm watching Reacher right now. I'm watching Reacher, and I don't hate the show. It's not the best show I've ever seen, but one thing I'm noticing in Reacher right away is that every black person is like is supposed to be like a wise sage, while like tons of the white people in there, you know, of course it's an all white town in fucking Georgia. Like all the black people are sages and a lot of the white people are idiots, you know, like it's that type of thing. And I noticed that and I'm like, that's dumb, but it doesn't mean I can't watch it, you know. Um, Whatever else you think of him, Donald Trump should be recognized as a very funny man. Yeah, he's hilarious. Um, I like offending people and intentionally say provocative things. I like offending assholes. You know, that's fun when you piss somebody off who's like a piece of shit. But you know, I typically I don't like upsetting people. Um, it's good when companies publicly support progressive social causes. Companies shouldn't support any causes, in my opinion. It's acceptable to make fun of generalized groups. Yeah, the family should be able to get the fuck out of here. Neo pronouns or xenogenders aren't legitimate. Yes, to eat meat is morally wrong. Dude, I will shit in somebody's mouth. It is acceptable to make fun of someone based on their identity. Strongly agree. I didn't realize there was 70 questions, so we're gonna rifle through these as best we can. I was talking about something before I looked into what land acknowledgements was, and I forget what I was talking about. And I'm like, oh, dude, what the fuck was I talking about, dude? What was I talking about, dude? Oh man, what was I saying, dude? What was I fucking saying? I think I might have been saying something about how oh yeah. Fighting cops is not that brave of a thing to do, if I'm being honest with you. At least in the way that they're doing it. First off, you should never fight cops in the first place, right? But like, there's almost like these people think because they're standing in front of a line of cops that they know is not gonna pounce on them and start beating the fuck out of them. They think they're badass for that, but the reality is they're facing off against people who have rules of engagement. And the second those people break the rules of engagement, then they're going to cry police brutality. That's what happened when like right wingers were beating the fuck out of them back in the 2016 era. Is like they'd show up and they'd start throwing like soup cans. They'd pretend they're having a soup drive to get cans, and then they'd fucking chuck them at people, or like those fireworks with the nails in it. And when somebody would get hit by one of those, they'd be like, "Oh, what the fuck, dude?" And you'd see left wing Twitter like, "Ah, got him! Yeah, we got him!" But then, like 5 minutes later, when the right wingers are like, "I think I've had enough of this shit," and they absolutely stomp the fuck out of the left wingers, then you're seeing the same accounts posting about, oh, right wing violence, the right wing is so violent. You know, you're seeing that type of shit. And that's just the way that works. That's the way propaganda works. They are propagandists, you know. I'm not surprised at that, but it's still just like fucking stupid in a pathetic way to see people who are like, yeah, those cops didn't do anything. I was standing right in front of them and they didn't do anything. And it's like, wouldn't have been me if I was standing in front of you. Which you wouldn't be on Twitter talking about how I was too much of a pussy to take a swipe at you. Fucking, it is immoral for a country to invade and or claim another land for resources. I'm between these three. When it comes to international relations, I am very anarchist. I'm very anarchistic. If that's even the word to use. So, because of that, I don't look at a country invading another country and immediately think, oh, that's evil. you know? Um, excuse me. It's like Russia and Ukraine. Like I actually support Ukraine when it comes down to it, but I don't think Russia is evil just for invading Ukraine. I don't think that's how that works. So I'm gonna disagree overall then. Um, I respect people's neopronouns or xenogenders. Disagree, but not strongly disagree, because unless it's something that is openly hurting me, I will not start a fight over it. But the second you're doing something, you're trying to control me in a real way, not just asking me to be nice about it, but like genuinely trying to be like, this is how you need to do it. It's like, no, 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 no. My goodwill is used up very, very quickly. What's going on, JC? Anyway, within my political movement, company, or social group, we should elevate voices from minority identity groups. Get the fuck out of here. I support reparations for such. Oh, that was a good one. Women only. Women only. How much of the domestic labor, childcare, cooking, cleaning do you or would you do in a relationship? Well, I mean, it, I would have answered this for the meme, but this isn't like a fun one to answer to pretend I'm like a woman for, so I'll just go ahead and I'll do not a woman. Um, I followed the health advice and masking recommendations during COVID. I did for a while, and then eventually I just stopped, and like nothing happened. Like I never got the cops called on me. 99% of the time, no one said anything, and like the other percent of the time, half of that percent was, "Do you need a mask?" No, walk off. They don't chase me down. You know, um, but yeah, it's acceptable to make fun of someone based on their appearance. Strongly agree. It's not nice, but I don't think there's anything like awful about it. Non-binary only. You see, it's a little weird that they have questions specifically for these groups of people, because it's like you're skewing the data. I would assume this means to just ignore that question. I regularly use social media, not non-binary. Uh, Gender should be abolished. Strongly disagree. I identify as a Michael Jackson. My pronouns are he. It is a state's right to enforce unity of culture and language. I agree. And the reason why I don't strongly agree is because I think that there should be like my ideal government would be federalist, and that state would have the right to make laws based off of like who's allowed and not allowed in. And if you did not like that, you could move to a state where you are able to exist and survive in the way that you want to, right? Or if it's not on the state level, it's literally on like a county level or even a municipal level or anything like that. Where if me and like my bros, right, me and the dudes I play AOE with, we decide we're gonna buy up a fucking like a couple of blocks of land or something like that, and we set up fences or something like that, and we're like, okay, we're gonna have other people move in here. We don't need this much land for our own houses, so let's have other people move in here. We're only gonna have this kind of person move in here though, because we want to live among people who we appreciate, we like, they understand our way of life, and we respect theirs and stuff like that, because it's all the same. Like we should have the right to do that, and that shouldn't be a thing where it's like in modern day America where it's like, okay, yeah, you have the right to do that, but like you're also gonna get Waco'd or Ruby Ridged or Bundy Ranched or some other version of that has happened in the past. Like just wanting to be left alone is too much of a problem. They're gonna find some reason, some way to be able to be like, actually, no, we got to burn the compound. I think that should be allowed. Anyway, meaning you should be allowed to set something like that up, including at the state level. But anyway, identity groups such as race, gender, and disability are more significant divisions than economic class. I would, I would strongly agree with that. Strongly agree. I think rich blacks will simp for poor blacks more than rich blacks will um, will appreciate the plight of poor whites. You know. Anyway, abortion should be legal and all. Get the fuck out of here. My hair is dyed in non-standard colors, dyed blonde, highlights, dyed natural. No, I dyed my hair once. I dyed it black. I don't have any pictures of it though. Maybe one day I'll dye my hair for you guys. You know, if you, I'll dye my hair. Snurf G says congrats on season 4. Thanks, Snurf, but I'm not on season 4. Am I? Am I? That's a that's that was such a weird thing to say. A couple of people have asked me about season 4 as if I'm going to be on it. So now I'm starting to get gaslit into believing, I don't know, am I on season 4 and I just forgot that I had the conversation? Is that what's going on right now? What's happening? Did they make an announcement that I wasn't aware of? I don't know though. Anyway, yeah, maybe we'll do a dye my hair thing. Maybe we'll do a dye my hair thing. Like I'll set a goal, like fucking $300 and I'll dye my hair, some shit like that. That's one of the things that I'm missing. That's why my streams have gone down, is because like I don't put as much effort into them as I used to. You know, I used to be able to get a few hundred peak concurrent viewers depending on what I was doing. You know, and that's a lot for me. That's like a shit ton for me. But anyway, many of the colonized benefited from colonialism. Strongly agree. Fucking like 100%. Like you cannot deny that. You know, look at fucking Zimbabwe. Look at every African country. Look at every African country. Online harassment or cancellation is a serious issue. You see, this is bullshit because harassment and cancellation are kind of two different things, you know? Because harassment is what the left utilizes to justify cancellation. Really, they're the same, but they're different. You know? So it's like saying strongly agree makes it sound like I agree that, like, mean words on the internet is a problem, which is what they use to define harassment. But I also agree that cancellation, that like life ruination is really what cancellation is. Life ruination is an extremely disgusting thing, you know? Um, but yeah, you should be on season 4, says JC. Big Bulgogi says, well, you should be on it. Hey, all they got to do is hit me up, you know? It's not like I don't live in the area. Like somebody asked me yesterday and I completely forgot to say something, and I apologize for that, whoever that was. I'm not going to be doing commentary for season 4 because last time I did commentary on the first day of season 3, and I shit you not, I got like thousands of viewers on my stream. It was the best stream I've ever done, and that's great. But the problem is it's taking viewers away from the website, which I know the website's all fucked up and it never works on day 1 and all this other stuff. I get it. I understand. But as soon as I saw how many viewers I was getting, I was like, okay, I'm going to get a text from somebody asking me to pull the plug on this. And sure enough, like 15 minutes later after I had that thought, I got a text from Sam like, hey man, could you maybe not do that? You know, basically asking me not to do that shit. So like I'm going to respect their wishes, you know? And I'm not going to like bother trying to fuck around with it this time around, you know? But like if they call me, I'll be there. You know, if they call me, I'll be there. If you want to see me on there that bad, telling me about it is not going to help. You would want to tell Jet and or Sam and or Ben. All right, I'm not telling you to bother them or anything like that. Definitely don't bother them, but like make it known to them. I made a tweet a little while ago when season 3 was going, and I was like, look, if you want me on, tell them. Don't tell me, because I had so many fucking people hitting me up like on here and in my DMs, which like I appreciate the love. Do not get me wrong. Thank you all so much for that. Thank you for the love. But like people telling me, you got to get in there, dude. You got to get in there, as if I can just show up. And that's not the way it works, you know. Like they would have to invite me, you know. So if you want me to be invited on there, you know, tell the people who would invite me, like, hey, I want to see Scott there. Even just bring him in for one day of boxing or something like that, you know. Do that, and there's going to be a bigger chance of me being on there, you know. That's not me begging to be on the show or anything like that. That's just me telling you, hey, if you want me on there, like, this is how you would get me on there. Online harassment or oh yeah, so I'm gonna go agree. No one is legal on stolen land. We didn't steal it, we fucking conquered it, men should hold a position of power over women in society. Strongly agree. I like anime. I've liked a couple of different animes in my life. The only one that has had any longevity in my eyes has been Yu Yu Hakusho. I know Joe have been considering watching Evangelion. For the simple fact that I heard the theme song to it, and I was like, "Wow, this is like really good. I really like this. It's really catchy song. It is a really good song." Fucking transgender people are the gender they say they are. How many genders are there? Only two. Animals deserve certain universal rights. I can agree, but that universal rights, it's like, well, what does that depend on? Like, I don't think like I think we as humans have a responsibility to not cause like undue harm to things, and that means if we're gonna kill an animal, kill it clean. Don't like cause undue suffering because like in your culture that causing the suffering makes the meat more tender or something like that. Like don't do that. Women only. I dress average, traditional, alternative, masculine pantsuit. Just pantsuit. Not a women slash none of these. I think it's particularly offensive for people to say slurs. Well, yeah, I mean that's kind of why they're slurs. That's just objective. I am waiting until marriage for sex. I'm gonna disagree with that because for one thing, I'm married and I've had sex. Believe it or not. But in addition to that, you have a situation where you have a situation where like it would be better if everybody waited, but also everybody's so brainwashed nobody's ever gonna wait. You got to live in the world that exists, not the one you wish existed. And because of that, like as someone who didn't wait till marriage, I'm not gonna like be like angry because anybody else didn't wait till marriage. If I could have waited till marriage, I would have. Meaning, like, if I was not as ignorant as I was, I would have waited. Because none of the women that I've had sex with, none of the many women, the hundreds, the thousands of women, none of the thousands of women that I've had sex with, none of them matter. None of them matter. Like I don't think back to even some of the girls who were like the best that I ever had in bed. They don't really matter to me. You know, it's like yeah. Anyway, family is the most important unit in society. A strong hierarchy is desirable in society. Um, I have problems with authority. I think hierarchy is important, but I don't think that hierarchy should be like fascistic necessarily. And I don't say that in the leftist way. I mean like just genuinely like like I don't think police officers should be above people in society. Unfortunately in our society they are. They're considered to be a class above the civilian and things like that, and it's disgusting. Um the the thousands of women that you've had sex with, says Flock Forrester. Says Flock Forster. Excuse me. Excuse me. Um. Anyway, there are some words or phrases people should be socially punished for using. Disagree. Disagree. Because like when I obviously we know what they mean when they say certain words. They mean that word, the enye word. Um, but like think about it from your point of view, where it's like people call you cracker and honky and shit like that. Like, um, fucking, I'm not gonna strongly disagree because like I don't like people calling me cracker and honky and stuff like that, or white boy. I've been talking a little bit about white boy, the connotation behind that. I, I've been talking about that lately, and I don't think people should be able to get away with that, but that doesn't mean that I also think that they should be like I don't think life ruination should be the thing. I just think that it should be socially acceptable to smack the fuck out of somebody who's like white boy. But hey, it is what it is. Anyway, I prefer the city, the suburbs, the countryside. I prefer in between these two. If you get a suburb that is like just far enough out where like it's not like there's miles of land between you and your neighbor, that's beautiful. That's exactly the type of shit that I like. So I guess I'll put suburbs because that's probably closer to the suburb side than the sticks side. Deportation is legitimate even if no crime other than overstaying a visa has been committed. Um, Agree, and the reason why I don't strongly disagree is because there's actually a lot of weird shit that goes on with our system. Like for instance, if you come here on a visa and you apply for a green card, they will look over your green card, and if your visa expires during the green card process, technically you are here illegally and you have broken the law. So if they deny your green card, you have broken the law and you will not be able to enter the country again for however many years, right? Um, so it kind of puts you in a situation where it's like, well, technically you're here illegally, but also the government is deciding whether or not you can stay. And if you decide, okay, I don't want to break the law, so I'll go back, they don't sit there like, oh, you're going to go back? It's okay. We'll keep on doing this while you're back in fucking Mali or fucking Zimbabwe or wherever. No, they literally will be like, oh, you're going back? Well, all right, that's going in the trash then. So you end up in a situation where you absolutely positively have to stay. It is a complicated subject. It's not nearly as complicated as people make it out to be, but it is complicated. And typically the people who are in that situation are not the ones who are getting fucked over. It's usually the fucking like it's usually people who are like, no, I'm not even interested in doing anything to try and like help the nation. I'm just here to get my fucking food stamps, you know? But anyway, people describe me as judgmental, abrasive. Neither of these. They describe me as both of those. They describe me as both of... Baby, hold on. I need help with this. I need help with this. Hey, baby. I'm still streaming right now. I need you to help me with something here. You don't have to come in necessarily, but I just need to know. Would you describe me as judgmental or abrasive?
Mm, I don't think you're judgmental.
So would you say I'm abrasive then? Would you say I'm more judgmental or more abrasive is what I should ask.
I think more abrasive.
Okay, all right. Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
I love you.
Love you.
Bye. All right, I had to phone a friend there. Um, hard, hard abusive. That's what she heard was abusive. She's like, "Oh, you are abusive. You are abusive," is what it is. And I'm like, "Oh, abrasive. Okay." I celebrate or strongly support Pride Month. Get out of here. Men only. Men. 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 Men only. How much of the domestic labor, childcare, cooking, cleaning do you or would you do in a relationship? A bit. I think everybody should do a bit, and I think there's probably a little bit too much involvement in a child's life nowadays. Like legit, I think that's really the thing. I think that's what is wrong with a lot of people is that there's a little bit too much involvement in a child's life. Like I remember my dad when I was a kid telling me my dad never went to my games. Like, I shit you not, my dad would sit there and he'd come to my baseball games and he'd make a fool of himself and me, screaming at the umpire, screaming at the coach. Sometimes he was the coach. So he's would just make a fucking fool out of him and me and my family, and he would stress me out. It would make me not want to play the game that I was like the best at. I was one of the best in town. I probably could have been one of the best in the state, you know. Um, fucking and like it was just terrible, it was awful. And it's because he wanted to have so much of a role in my success on the baseball field that it actually turned everything around, and it took away from my success to the point where I had a meltdown that made it so I couldn't even play anymore. I had to quit baseball before high school was even up. You know, I could have went to college on a baseball scholarship. I was that fucking good. I'm not lying when I say that shit, you know? But I couldn't do that because it was just too fucking crazy. And I'm sitting here when my dad's telling me, my dad never even went to my games. It's like, yeah, fucking good thing he didn't, because the way you describe him, he sounds like a bigger asshole than you. So that's probably a good thing that he was never at your fucking games. You know, maybe you should stay your ass home and I can ride my bike to the field and ride it back like you said you had to do. As if that's like, uphill both ways type shit, you know? And I can tell you whether we won or lost, and I can tell you whether I hit a home run or not, and shit like that, you know? And then you can fuck off and read your paper. Maybe that would have been a little bit better, you know? Fucking. But no, like, everybody has to be, like, deeply involved in their children's lives nowadays to a point where it becomes, like, impossible to, like, have a child be himself, you know? There's so many people in my jujitsu class who, like, they can't do anything without running over to their parents for 2 seconds to ask them a question, or, like, to consult with them, or, like, literally I'll go onto the mat and I'll see people doing stuff and I'll be like, hey, little Timmy, you got to do it this way. And they'll look at me like, oh, and then they'll turn around and they'll look at their parents, and their parents will be like, what are you looking at me for? And it's like, because their parents are always talking for them. Their parents are too involved in their lives, you know? There is no, like, hey, figure it out yourself, kid. I can't help you. I ain't helping you with this, you know? And I feel like that's why the baby boomers don't have the social anxiety that millennials and especially Gen Z people tend to have, is because they were socialized that way, where it's like, hey, I can't solve your problems for you. You figure it out. You know? What, you're too afraid to call? Fucking get over it. Call them. You know? Like, yeah, fuck you, Dad. Yeah, fuck you, Dad. Fuck you, Dad. People should be treated equally regardless of race, gender, or creed. Yeah, of course, you know. I don't disagree with that by the law, you know. I am fine with police and government forces using violence against unarmed civilians. Strongly disagree. I don't like police power. You see, now I wish I could take that back and put, actually I can. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me read that again. Using violence against unarmed. Yeah, okay. So you need to be able to use violence to take somebody down when they're resisting. So I'm going to say disagree, but only because the way that sounds is saying, like, oh, like, if someone's unarmed, they shouldn't be allowed to, like, touch them and things like that. Which, like, excuse me, that's not the case. That's not the case, you know? So I don't like police power. I don't like the way the police use force, but that's part of their job. They're just bad at their jobs. Most cops are bad at their jobs. You know, I could easily outdo 90% of the police out there. And that's like an open challenge. Like if there's any cops in Massachusetts who want to use their police fucking connections to organize some kind of, like, fucking thing, we can make a video out of it or something like that. You know, well, I guarantee you I would be able to run through a traffic stop a lot easier than fucking a lot of people would be able to, in terms of, like, all right, step out of the car, sir. Oh, he's not stepping out of the car. Like, gotta get him out of the car. Oh no, he's resisting. Like, that type of shit. I would be able to pacify somebody in that situation a lot easier than they could, is what I'm saying. You know, fucking. If it takes you three rocks to get out of your car, maybe next time find a new job. Am I right? Says Graboony attack. Exactly. You know. Fucking, I've compared real-life political events to mainstream entertainment such as Star Wars, anime, or Harry Potter. This is just like when Voldemort jacked off in the girl's bathroom. It's just like when Voldemort jacked off in the girl's bathroom while Moaning Myrtle watched. It's just like that. So when Trump said that, it's just like Voldemort sticking a wand upside Moaning Myrtle's ass. It's exactly like that, guys. Yeah, strongly disagree. The death penalty should exist for certain crimes. Strongly agree. I do think there's caveats to that, of course. I am publicly out as LGBT. Strongly agree. Let's get bent to dude. Fucking no. Yeah, fucking. That's just a yes or a no. Like, we should end programs that support diversity, equity, and inclusion in businesses and government. Strongly agree. We should keep all sovereignty at the national level rather than granting powers to organizations like the EU or UN. We should keep all sovereignty at the state level. But, I mean, hey, the way this is phrased, I'll go ahead and I'll strongly agree, because I do strongly agree. Fuck the EU, fuck the UN, fuck, like, even NATO is like, I don't give a fuck about any of those people. But anyway, women only. My hair is shorter than a bob or lob. What the hell's a lob? Shoulder to mid back, waist to butt, longer than butt. Booty, 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 rockin' everywhere. Borders of nation states should be abolished. Get the fuck out of here. Homosexuality is against my values. Yes, as a Christian, it is. I don't hate people. I don't hate anybody for that, but it's just not allowed via my religion. Men only. I have man bun, shaved sides, short to medium top. Kinda, sort of. Kinda, sort of. I would say kind of this. Usually what I do is a number 2 on the sides and back and scissors on the top. And the dude, literally because I'm balding up here, I guarantee you that's why he's doing this. The dude doesn't cut as much of the hair on top anymore. He leaves it longer. And I would assume it's because the hair is thinning. You know, he's like, I ain't going to cut that because then it's going to be a lot more noticeable. Not that it's not noticeable as is, but yeah, so I'd say this. Parents should hold absolute power over their children as they are older and more experienced. Yeah, I mean, it's tough to disagree with that. You know, like I can't disagree with that. I'll say agree. Races are scientific reality. Well, yeah, I mean, there's like we can if you can scientifically explain why the differences are there, that makes them a scientific reality. There are differences in not just skulls and shit like that. It's not just like eugenics type shit. It's also differences in the pigmentation. Melanin versus no melanin versus a little bit of melanin versus this or that or this or that, you know. Non-binary only. My name is a more traditional name like Alex, a more experimental name like Sock. I wanna know the non-binary person who's named Sock. You know, I know a non-binary person named Dax. They used to do karate. And boy, oh boy. Anyway, my country or people should apologize. Get the fuck out of here. I put pronouns in my bio. I'll put my foot in your ass. How about that one? We shouldn't expose children to gay or transgender people until they're older. Yes, countries such as the U.S. and Australia should give a portion of land, particularly important sites, and yeah, get the fuck out of here. There's a racial inequality in society that disadvantages certain groups, and we should address it. Strongly agree. White people are disadvantaged. It's just a fact of the matter. You know, I know what they meant by that, but like I know what I mean by it, and that's all that matters. I am actively religious but rarely active, agnostic, atheist, or theist, unsure, or other. I'd say religious but rarely active because I would assume what they mean by active is you're going to church. And me, I don't go to a church right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it that way. Why'd they do fucking trans colors for this? Why'd they have trans colors? Men only. I have no woman friends but only online. One woman friend in real life, multiple women friends in real life. I don't like. I'd say acquaintances, you know, acquaintances. Like every now and again I see something that I think someone likes and I hit them up with it, you know. I did that with JC recently. I saw a video of a woman dancing with her guinea pig, right? Cuz I like guinea pig content on Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, that's funny. That reminds me of JC." So I hit up JC and I was like, "Hey, look at this." And she liked it, you know? So it's like, is that a friend though? Is that a friend though? It's not like we're checking in on each other, you know? It's not like we're like, "Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, you know?" So I'm going to go ahead, no woman friends, you know? I say my wife is my best friend, you know? But hey, fundamentally, our society is sexist and patriarchal, and this is get the fuck out of here. My romantic partner is a different race. Telling somebody to kill themselves crosses a line. It crosses a spiritual line. I don't think you should tell people to kill themselves, but I will disagree. You know, I won't strongly disagree because it's like I know what they mean by that, which is like that crosses a line and you should be arrested for that, or you know you should be something else for that. It's like nah. The presence of another culture is no threat to my own. Disagree, but not strongly disagree. So I am acts chud and is chud about halfway up the line and about 3/4 the way down to being is chud. If you like this quiz, consider chucking me a few bucks. Thanks, but no thanks, my man. Hint: you can download this image directly. No need to screenshot. Does it have like the axis is 6.91 and the is axis is 6.91 and the acts axis is 4.88. Man, fucking, huh? 488. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Is that so? Is that so? Is that so? Man, I was supposed to, dude. We're gonna play like 1 hour. We're gonna do 1 hour of. I've been doing these Oblivion streams, but I haven't been playing Oblivion on them. I haven't been playing Oblivion on these streams. Fucking man. Anyway, this is actually a honeypot website. If you answer to base, the police are sent to your door with a warrant to search your house. Wouldn't surprise me at this point. Wouldn't surprise me at this point. You know, fucking the ones that aren't a 1 through 5 red green valued get randomized colors. I see Zachary. Wears leather jackets and hangs out at pool halls. Sock Sullivan. Hell yeah. Like one thing I can't stand is the wannabe dapper non-binary person. You know, the person who wears like sweater vest type, or not sweater vests, but you know, they wear like dapper gentleman type shit that you would expect from like 70 to 80 years ago. That type of shit. You know, like the type of shit some dude who talks with a transatlantic accent would wear. Like, oh, you're looking. Hey there, Snorky. Hey there, Snorky. You sure are dressed sharp today. Oh, well, hey there, Toots. Why don't you let me take you to the ice cream parlor and we'll get us an egg cream, like that type of fucking shit. I can't stand those types of people because like it's not just that they like the fashion, it's that they also try to pretend like they're fucking dapper, you know. Like they may not talk with a transatlantic accent, but they're the types of people who are like, "Hello," you know, like they strike a pose like that, like fucking, and it's like, dude, get the fuck out of my face, get out of my face, you freak, get the fuck out of here, get out of here, go on, go on, get. Dude, I didn't know there was a Fish Tank Live Blood Games map on Counter-Strike 2. I'm gonna have to play that with some of the guys. I was playing CS2 with some of the guys that I would play AoE with, you know, because like we kind of took a break from it, I guess you could say, and we started playing. Excuse me, we started playing some CS2. That's how I got into it a little bit, and fucking last night I see Steinful posted footage of him playing fucking CS2 on the Blood Games map, and I was like, oh shit, damn, that's insane. Install game maps. What? I guess I'll quick install that. I don't fucking know. You are gay, you are gay, you are gay, you are gay. You can run faster with your weapon sheathed. Let's see, Let's see the janky fucking Jenkem Alchemist says, "LOL that face." Yeah, like they love looking at you, like literally the type of shit where they like the type of shit where they you round a corner and they act like they were like waiting for you or something, and they're like, "Why, hello there," and it's like, dude, get the fucking take 3 steps back, lower your head down, and run as fast and as hard as you can into the wall. Just fucking do it, please. Just this part of your head. Hit with this part of your head. Bend right over and go right into the wall. Just you got to do it. You got to do it. It's the only way to fix. It's the only way to fix this. The Gold Coast. Oh. I would have fucked myself up. Now react to Gurindo Yumiya. What's that? And I would assume it's one of them animes. What? It's one of them animes, isn't it? All right, where the hell am I even going? Do I have a quest lined up? I don't think I have a quest lined up. Oh, what fucking Nernroot? No thanks. Thieves Guild. Yeah, I gotta speak with Ochiva, but first we'll do Killing Field. We'll do Killing Field. Yes. Bodies fill the fields and seas, hungry heroes and. You looked like that superhero for a second. What superhero from The Boys was that the guy? I've never watched The Boys. I'm afraid to. I feel like it might suck. But I don't know, like I have heard good things about it, particularly from the PKA guys. Do you even have a player home yet, nerd? Nope. No, sir. All right. Oh yeah. Oh.
And just calm down. I'm afraid I have no time for small talk, friend. I'm waiting for my father, Valis Odile. Have you seen him in town by any chance?
Rallis. And this must be their other son, Phallus. Oh ho. Oh ho.
He's not coming with us. I think I understand. And it is better that he remains safe. Though I wonder why he asked you to take his place. You would join us, though you have no personal stake in this fight? An honorable deed. I gladly accept your help then. There's no point in waiting here any longer. Follow me.
No, the redhead guy from Megamind. There's a meme where he makes that exact face. Fuck. I'm sure I know that meme that you're talking about. Oh, wrong one. I'm sure I know the meme you're talking about, but there we go. See, I gotta fucking follow these guys. Following anyone in this game is awful. Like they walk faster than you walk, but you run so much faster than they run. So like these guys just stopped, but I don't know if you guys noticed, but they were getting further and further away from me as we moved on. Scott, you have to watch End of Evangelion 2 because the last 2 episodes of Neon Genesis Evangelion were art house bullshit. They were forced to make because they ran out of money. Damn, that sucks. That sucks for them. Oh, fuck. There's like a certain comfort that the idea of anime gives me. Even though I was not an anime guy. Like this is one of those points that I'm gonna make that's just like, what the fuck is this guy saying? But like Chris Chan, right? I envy the early days of Chris Chan for certain things. Not drinking Fanta, not being a Fanta drinker or anything like that. But just having the ability to just be like, nah, I don't have to do anything. I can just hang out all day and like do whatever I feel like. I have all the game consoles and games that I want. I have all like I can just get lost in this fake world for all I care, and none of it matters, you know? My elderly dad, Bob, is gonna take me to fucking Wendy's and like we're gonna get some burgers and shit like that, you know? Like there is just that innocence, that not having responsibilities. It's childlike, you know. And now that I'm saying it out loud, I guess what it is that I miss being a child, you know. But like, it would also be nice to be an adult with.
Filthy vermin.
It would also be nice to be to have the responsibilities of a child while also having the respect and the dignity and like the like agency of an adult, which I know that's you know, that's not the way it works. I know that's not the way it works. We're just fucking exercising, we're exercising the imagination here. That would be really nice, right? And anime is kind of part of that, where it's like me, I never had the time or the energy to like give a fuck about anime or a lot of other nerd culture shit. Like a lot of the stuff that a lot of the stuff that I know that would be considered nerd culture from back then, back when media was actually not like complete ass, literally was introduced to me by a friend of mine. His name was Jordan, and he's the one who introduced me to Fallout. He's the one who introduced me to Elder Scrolls. Oblivion was the first Elder Scrolls game I played. Loved the hell out of it. He's the one who introduced me to Newgrounds. I didn't spend too much time on that site, but you know, I fucked around with it a little bit. You know, he's the one who kind of like literally he gave me a rundown on the internet one day. He like straight up was like telling me about shit on the internet. Like, this is called a meme. He literally sat me down in front of a computer one day and was like, this right here, what you're looking at, is called a meme. I shit you not. I shit you not. That happened. So like truthfully, like the idea of anime, there's a certain comfort about the idea of it, where it's like I could just like sit down and watch it and like forget the world, if that makes sense, you know? And because of that, I'm almost kind of afraid. It's just like with Morrowind. I was actually a little afraid to play Morrowind for a little while because people would tell me how great it was, and like I had this idea of like, oh no, it's great, I'm sure it's great, I'm sure it's fantastic in my head, and I was afraid that if I played it, it would not live up to the hype. And truthfully, like, I am having a very good time with it now. It's a really good game, I will say that. Definitely shows its age, definitely shows its age, but it is a good game. And that, like, that's kind of, it's like a time and energy thing combined with like oh, but then I won't have anything to like dream about, sort of thing, if that makes sense. If it makes sense what I'm trying to say. You know, if it makes sense what I'm trying to say. Don't miss being younger. Being an adult is more fun. I agree, Steed Muffin. I agree. I did not have the greatest childhood. There was a lot of anger, a lot of bad things in my childhood. You know, I didn't have the worst childhood ever, but I definitely did not have a good childhood. And as an adult, I look back and I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm out of that now. But the bits of respite that I got as a child, when I would like find like a video game like say the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, right? Or Fallout 3, or even New Vegas. New Vegas came out, I was in high school, you know? Like, when I would find those comforts, it was like, wow, you know? Like, I would give anything to be able to go experience the summer of, I believe it was 2009. I believe it was 2009. Again, because that was the summer my friend turned me on to Fallout 3. We also were playing Halo 3 a lot. Might have been 2008, might have been 2009, I forget which. We played a ton of Halo 3, just drank a ton of fucking Mountain Dew Game Fuel. It's nostalgic, you know? Those were comforting things that when I look back on, I'm like, man, life wasn't that bad. Life was not that bad, you know? And that's kind of what I'm talking about with anime, is like anime kind of takes up that space in my head where it's like, man, like, I'll bet it must be fun to sit there and binge watch like Neon Genesis Evangelion. You know, it must be real fun to binge watch Attack on Titan or something like that. You know, I'm aware of these animes and shit like that. I just don't bother watching them because, like I said, time, energy, bandwidth. And then also, mainly, I'm like, yeah, but what if I fucking hate it? And that's just one less thing that I kind of like, you know, one less thing that I have in my imagination that's like, wow, that looks cool, you know?
Filthy vermin.
Where they at?
Stay focused, watch your backs, and be careful.
Games were meant to be enjoyed back then. Now they're not exactly. Oh, yes.
Defend yourselves. Here they come.
Where are they coming? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Oh, there's one. Let's get him. Oh, fuck. Oh, wow, you guys fucking suck. I just saved both of your asses, you fucking idiot. Rallus and Phallus. Oh, damn. Dude, Rallus, what are you doing? He is literally not doing a fucking thing. I think he's probably supposed to die. I think that's probably what it is. Oh, oh. Damn. Anyway, Sopranos is good because once you watch, you can rewatch Epsilon. I would assume you mean episodes at random. That's another one, is The Sopranos. Like, I'm almost afraid to watch it because, like, I was wrong about Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was a really, really good show. I assumed it was bullshit. I assumed it was probably just slop. It was slop, let's be honest here. But, like, it was really, really good slop. The slop used to be really good. The slop used to be made with, like, actual good components and things like that. Now it's not, you know? And Breaking Bad was one of those TV shows where it was, like, one of the last shows where, yeah, sure, it's slop, but it's made with good components, you know? And I'm afraid because I believe people when they tell me The Sopranos was one of the best TV shows ever, but I'm almost afraid to watch it because what if it's not? You know, that's literally what it is. I do that with video games and movies, exactly, you know? The Sopranos is a comedy show. That's the idea that I get from it. Oh. I do that with South Park and Sunny. Yeah. I'll be honest with you guys. I enjoy watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. There are some genuinely really funny moments in there, but I think people have a habit of whittling Always Sunny down to its gems. Because I watch It's Always Sunny, and while I do enjoy watching it, it's a watchable show. It's not nearly as funny as people give it credit for, in my opinion. That's just the way I feel about it. What's going on, Neon? How's it going? Mob stuff is boring and cringe. Buggin. I think. What? He's sucking his own titty. Anyway, ooh, sorry, bro. I shot you in the dick. Ooh, my bad, bro. I think mob stuff is overdone nowadays. Like, I think Scorsese can only do one kind of fucking movie, and it's very apparent by now. And because of that, it's like, dude, like, you know, like The Irishman wasn't a bad movie. I didn't hate the fuck out of it, but I don't think it was also the greatest movie you've ever seen. You know. All right, where's what? All right, I gotta go to the Coral Self Gate. There's a huge social element to shows like Breaking Bad and Sopranos. The best time to watch it is when everyone is watching it. I mean, I always watch these shows with my wife, you know? We just got done watching Dexter. Before that, what did we... Oh, yeah, we watched Better Call Saul. We watched Breaking Bad, not in that order. We may have watched another one after that, but I literally forget which one it was. But yeah, we watched Sons of Anarchy. We watched that from start to finish. Then we watched Breaking Bad. Then we watched what did we watch? We watched Better Call Saul. Then, like I said, we might have watched another one that I'm just forgetting. And then we got into Dexter. And now we're looking for another show to watch where we won't have to. Ooh, yeah, I'm a vamp now. I'm a vamp now. We're looking for another show we can watch where we're not going to have to pay $24 per season or subscribe to HBO, whatever, you know? Dude, what the fuck? Why is it... Dude, that's not that fast. Dude, what the fuck? Dude, what? This is an easy lock. You guys have seen me blow through hard blocks before. For some reason, it just was not, like... was not doing what I needed it to do. SOA was alright. You know, Sons of Anarchy, by the time it was finished, I was like, good. I'm so sick of this. You know, like by the time it was nothing good in there. By the time it was finished, I was like, all right, like it's about fucking time, you know? Oh. I can't feed because those fucking guys are right there. I would have fed on them.
Sorry, friend. It looks like you've wandered into a...
You're back, and you've brought my sons with you. How wonderful!
A restricted area. Fucking, that's such a dumb way to say, get out of my house.
My boys are safe. Oh, thank you. Thanks so much for sticking with them and
after they got
helping
back
a
from
foolish
Ireland.
old man.
Yeah, somewhere around there,
Take this.
actually.
I won't
Now that
need
you
it
mention it,
any
yeah,
longer.
like I feel like the
With
Ireland
battles
saga
over,
was like the last
I
acceptable
plan to live
part
out
of
my
Sons of
days on the
Anarchy,
farm
you know?
in peace and quiet.
Fish Tank will win an Emmy, of course. And I'm gonna be the one to Fish Tank's gonna win an Emmy, and I'm gonna be the one to accept it.
The Fighters Guild is recruiting again. Not a...
Oh, get out of here. Get out of here.
restricted area. You've got to leave now.
Anyway, fuck, what was I gonna say? If you want a good, if you want one good season of a TV show, literally one good season. There's two seasons of it. The only good season is the first season. There's a show, I believe it was on Prime Video. I don't know if it's on anymore. It was called Gangland. Fuck. I forget what the rest. It's a biker show, right? And the premise, it's based on a true story of a guy who he gets busted for drugs, and in order to get out of a prison sentence, he agrees that he'll go undercover for the feds to infiltrate a biker gang, the Vagos. And I forget exactly what the name of the show is, but I know it's called Gangland, and it's got, you know, one of those like Gangland, and then the fucking colon, and then like, you know, the rest of the title. It's got one of those things going on. Literally the first season is actually really good in my opinion. The second season was like trash. They tried to make it too much like Sons of Anarchy, the second season. The first season was its own little thing, and it was really good. But the second season was awful. Like, watch that first season, and you will be like, wow, this is a really cool fucking... This is a cool game. This is Coolio Julio. Isn't that the fake show that plays on TV in GTA 5, LMFAO? Nah. That's interesting, though. I'm curious, though. Gangland, Vagos. It's called Gangland Undercover. Gangland Undercover is what it's called. It was like a what was it called? It was a fuck, what was it called? Oh, Canadian. It was a Canadian show. It was a Canadian show is what it was. Is what it was. All right. Questinos. My brother's keeper. All right. Let's go. Oh, get the fuck out of here. I'm not trying to. Yes. There we go. Rico, don't play. Chernobyl was a good show. Neon, they have a ton of fucking They like I'm sure you've seen them. I'm sure you've seen them, but they have a ton of Polish hooligan shows and movies. Like literally, I forget if I forget if I told you, but there's this one show. It's Polish. I forget exactly what it's called. I'm sure it's still on there, and it seems like they were setting up for a second season of it. But there's two soccer teams. One of them is the team is called Gladius. They have their supporters, and then there's Cozy, which they have their supporters, and it's just a really good show. I really enjoyed it. They have tons of fucking for some maybe it's because the hooligan shit is like still very alive and well in Eastern Europe compared to like Western Europe and things like that. Like it's bigger there or something like that. I would guess maybe that's it, but like you see a ton of stuff on Netflix where it's like there's a guy and he's part of a Polish football hooligan firm, and he has to navigate that life, and he also has a girlfriend now, and his girlfriend's pregnant, and he's gotta do this or that or the other thing, So it's pretty crazy. Yo, what's going on, Shoju? How's it going, man? Oh, excuse me. I saw most of them. Wife hates him. Yeah. My I watched one of I watched that one that I was talking about with my wife, but I can tell she's not a big fan of them too. So I don't watch too much of them. I gotta see if there's a second season of that one though. It's not bad at all.
Brother, if I may have a word.
What?
Of course.
Oh.
What is it?
Is it true what I've heard about your most recent contract? You were forced to eliminate everyone? Even the non-essentials?
By Sithis, what a night that was. Reminded me of the time you and I raided that traveling carnival. Ah, now that takes me back.
Remember, dear brother, I can't always be there to get you out of trouble.
Well, I suppose I
Yeah,
should get
Poland
going.
is likely
So
the
many
largest anywhere in the
contracts,
world at the
so little
moment.
time.
Yeah, and that's probably why they keep making them as like propaganda against them. That's probably why they keep on making them. Oh no, Vicente is not the guy anymore. I have to talk to that bitch, the lizard bitch. That's her official name. Green Street 1 isn't a bad movie, even if parts are cringe. Yeah, like Green Street, the first Green Street, that like my brother found out about that movie. And he told me about it, and he was like hype about it. And then I watched it because you can find it on YouTube. Like it's Elijah Wood, Charlie Hunnam. You can find it on YouTube still though. And like yeah, it's a boy movie. It's definitely a boy movie. It's a movie that guys would like. But like that made me kind of fascinated with that lifestyle, and like there was a piece of me that was like, dude, I want to join a fucking hooligan firm. Then one thing leads to another, and I end up like getting into shit in my 20s. There she is. Right at you're aiming too high. You're aiming too high. Here, let me show you. It's here. You gotta aim there, right there. Anyway, yeah, Green Street's just like a fun movie, It's a really fun movie. I never saw number 2, and I guess there was a 3. I guess there was a third. There was a third Green Street apparently, and it's like, Green Street 2 was kind of a stretch, Green Street 2 was a little much,
Ah, greetings.
What shit was that, old Scotty?
As Vicente
I became an
Antifa.
Antifa super soldier.
From now on, you will receive all assignments directly from me. In fact, your next contract is available now.
Love Hate is an Irish gangland show that apparently to people who love TV shows is one of the best, and it made waves in England and Ireland, but I don't know, lads, it's just usual crime stuff. The only Irish TV show I think I've ever watched was Say Nothing. Other than that, I've never seen that one, Yeah, Say Nothing was pretty good, Fucking everything after 1 isn't worth watching. Green Street Hooligans. Yeah. I've never thought to myself, hey, I should watch Green Street Hooligans 2. I've never thought of that. You know, that's never been something where I've been like, you know, I think that's a movie I need to watch.
City,
It's like,
there is
no
a
thanks.
high elf who
No
must
fucking
be
thanks.
removed from
You know.
existence. Finding this person may prove challenging.
Catalog, it's on Hulu. If you get Hulu, it's on there, and it's a pretty good movie. Jeez, it's a pretty good show. Excuse me, it's a pretty good show. Doesn't seem like they're gonna have other seasons of it. It seems like if they tried to have other seasons of it, it just would not be good. It would not be good if they had other seasons of it. But I liked it. I thought the supporting actress was cute. The one with the black hair. Thought she was fun to look at. Hello. I haven't decided anything. I was just texting you to say, hey, it's up to you.
I knew you wouldn't be able to resist.
I'm gonna do
Your target is a
because
high elf named
I like to at least do
He
2
lives
hours. I'm
somewhere
gonna
in
do
the
2
Imperial
hours
City
today, which
and
that's what I've been
fancies
doing
long
lately because I've been
walks.
so busy. I got about 20 more
Unfortunately,
minutes.
That's all we know.
So I mean, it's
We
not
don't
like it's
know
gonna be
which
mad late.
district
We can
he
figure out what
calls
we're gonna
home,
do. If you want to
which
go
establishments
do
he
something, or if you want
frequents,
to,
or
just be here.
anything about his schedule.
You can let me know.
This contract will require a bit of detective work. I suggest you
They
speak to your
they should
fellow
have
brothers
casted
and
it
sisters
better.
and
The
see
Irish
if
people
they
were
can
too
offer
white.
any advice.
Hell yeah.
Ah, yes, there is one more thing. The Imperial City is also home to an Imperial Legion captain named Adamus
Musta X1
Philippa.
says soy
Do
nothing.
you know who that is?
Philida, that self-righteous lapdog.
Quite. Then you know he has dedicated his life to eradicating the Dark Brotherhood and doesn't appreciate when we
Again.
operate within the Imperial City. When that happens, he tends to make our lives
Sinners is the best
uncomfortable.
Irish movie
Let's not give the
ever
good
made.
captain any reason
I
to
feel
go
like I've
poking
heard of
around
that
in
movie,
our
but I don't
affairs.
know anything about it at all.
If
Like I
possible,
feel like I've heard
do
somebody
away
say that
with
exact
filming
same thing.
Someplace out of
You
the
know?
way. Definitely indoors with no other people around. A secure location with no witnesses. This will make it look like a simple murder. Philida will be none the wiser, and you'll receive
Sinners
a
is
nice
2
bonus.
movies smashed
Now go,
together.
and may Sithis go with you.
Wait, what the hell is this guy doing? What's he purple for? Oh, it's because of his weapon. That's pretty cool. I like how that looks. That's pretty sweet. I'll say that. Oh, excuse me, jeez. Dusk Till Dawn meets The Color Purple. Ooh. I've never seen Dusk Till Dawn, but I was forced to watch The Color Purple in summer school one year. Oh, damn. Just makes you want an original Irish vampires in the Deep South movie. Oh, man. What, is it literally like the vampires are all Irish? They're like, let me suck your blood. Let me suck your blood, mate. You daft cunt. Let me suck your blood. Let me suck. Let me.
Hello.
You see, it's tough to do an Irish accent for that type of shit. I need a phrase that can help me get into it. Oh yeah. Ooh, excuse me. You should check out the Rocky Road to Dublin song from Sinners. Was random as fuck, but also great. The only version of Rocky Road to Dublin that I really like is the Kings of Connacht. Which, if that's the version, then great. But I mean, yeah, I'll check that out for sure.
The view from the Arcane
Look at this
University
utter
is
fucking
looking for
trash.
someone to chase the
I've
bandits
heard
from
many
Camp Ailes.
tales of black
Probably
marsh.
trying to enhance.
I need to find a
So I've heard.
I need to find an elf
Oblivion gates opening all across
to
Cyrodiil.
speak to.
I hope it's just wild talk. I've heard others say the same.
Hey, cunt, let me suck your blood. Main vampire just uses an Irish host or whatever, but it ties in a lot of Irish lore and takes from the Irish Bram Stoker style vampirism. Was Bram Stoker Irish? That's something I never realized. Was Bram Stoker Irish? Or did Bram Stoker take from the Irish, hold on, Bram Stoker. I'm just curious here. He was born in, oh, no, fuck, yeah, he was born in Dublin, Ireland. Oh, shit, I had no clue. Damn. That's news to me. It's news to me. Then I think the host is Irish, then the Indians had to fuck it up for everyone, yes.
Welcome to A Fighting Chance.
They made this chick
I'm
black now.
Leson, proprietor. I sell the best swords in the city, and I offer advanced training for armorers. I saw Irene Metric recently. She jumped clear over a table at the end.
Okay. I think I need to fucking sell some
Interest you in
shit.
some of my wares?
Dagger of Cataclysm, Dagger of Order. Chillrend. Fuck, where did I get Chillrend from? Akaviri Katana, Boots of Bloody Bounding. Yeah, you can fucking take that and that. I don't know why I have
That's a
those two
fair
things.
deal.
That looks stupid. You see, it's so much easier to play this game than it is any other like Morrowind or anything like that. Because like I wouldn't be able to sell this shit. I wouldn't be able to sell that Varla stone to this chick. Like she'd straight up be like, "I don't buy that item. I don't buy that item. I don't buy that. Get that away from me. I don't buy that." You know.
Come back and see me again.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Good day.
But most modern stories, heroes, shows, movies, etc. all borrow from Irish lore, so it all connects. Yeah, that is true, you know.
Go ahead.
Where I need to talk to a she's an idiot. There's no elves around here. I don't know where any elves are that I can speak to.
Greetings.
You freak. Oh, Irene Medic.
I am Irene Metric.
Metric.
If you needed to know more, you'd already know.
Damn, what a bitch. I can't even.
Good
Alright.
day.
Maybe I went into the wrong one. This is, a fighting chance. This is the inn. This is the inn that I need to go to. Gooning edition says the guy on X, the guy on Twitter. I can't read his thing. Yep, we're gooning. You better get that dick out. Wait, where's yes.
I'm very happy to meet. A pleasure to speak with you.
You fucking freak. You freak.
Phalian, you say? Why, yes, I know who he is. Rather distasteful fellow, actually. I believe he lives at the Tiber Septim Hotel. That's in the Talos Plaza district, here in the Imperial City. I'd ask around there if I were you.
Alright.
Be seeing
We
you.
outie. I don't think shitting and pissing exist in the Elder Scrolls.
I'm listening.
Othio.
I don't know.
The Arcane University.
That is true. I don't think I've ever seen a bathroom in the Elder Scrolls. Now that you mention it, you know. If there's a how to make anything in modern life Bible, it's like 35% Irish lore, 35% Northern European lore, and 35% Brothers Grimm. Yeah. They try and tell us we don't have culture, but like literally everything has a tinge of like the Irish in it in this country, you know. As angry as it makes the Wasps, like they can't deny that the Irish really did build this country just as much as they did, you know. There were even Irish fighting in the Revolutionary War. One of the generals of Washington's army was a Sullivan. Literally, there was a General Sullivan. My Anglo ancestor partook in his campaign to fuck the Indians up. You know, he fought under an Irishman with my last name. So it's funny how the Wasps get like a little bit upset about that, but like, you know, like we've been here ever since they have, you know. We were some of the first slaves and indentured servants in the country. And when we were freed, fucking, it's like, not many of them went back. You know, we just kind of assimilated in. You know, and then the, everybody thinks of the potato famine, which is correct. You know, that's when my ancestor came here. That's when my ancestors, you know, he married another Irish woman. That's when my ancestors came here, was the, you know, during the potato famine. The entire idea of Wakanda is Atlantean, that's pretty hilarious. That's true, actually, yeah. A highly advanced civilization that is, like, hidden or otherwise unable to be found by anybody, for one reason or another, you know? Oh, uh-oh. Alright. Where's Phalian's bitch? Oh, no. Where's Phalian's bitch? Wait, Tiber Septim Hotel. 1840s-ish. Yeah, that's when...
Well met.
Yes, good sir?
Jeez, dude.
How may I help you?
Holy fuck. Those fucking eyes, dude. Like, the blue is nice, but, like, there's just, like, this weird red.
Phalian? He's my sweet, my true love. But I don't know why I'm telling this to you. I mean, we hardly know each other and all.
He's my fine shit.
So?
Oh.
I doubt it. What a fool. What a what? Sure, that's cute. I doubt it. Good one.
Oof. Ouch.
Really?
Oh.
No. Don't make me laugh.
Oh, dude, really?
Talk tough to me. Sure, that's cute. I doubt. Really now, you're such a chump.
Right.
Thank you. See, that will get you. That will get. See, thank you. How kind. That's very
All right, let's
good.
see. Let's see if I can. Peace out, Neon. I'll talk to you later.
Please, I don't mean to get emotional, but
The name Amerigo is of Italian origin, means home ruler. It derives from Germanic name Amalric. Amalric. Yeah, yeah. You know, America was named after Amerigo Vespucci. You know, he like.
But he's lost everything. His looks,
I don't know exactly what it was that he did. He did sail over to here. Maybe there was some aspect of like what he did when he was over here that made his name stick specifically. You know, I don't know.
He goes
I don't
to
know.
Lorkmir's house for several hours. It's in the Elfin Gardens district. I think the house is deserted. That's why he goes there. So he can escape from.
They won't admit that America is a Celtic word, comes from the Gaulish Aramorica. Flock Forrester, you see, we were literally taught in school that America was named after a man named Amerigo Vespucci. You know, I don't know if that's where his name comes from. You know, like maybe his parents were like, you know, I like this Amerigo name. What's it mean? Oh, it means this. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna name our son that. I don't know if that's the etymology of the word, but I know that's where America got its name from, and then maybe that's where Amerigo Vespucci's parents, the Vespuccis, the whatever you would call them, maybe that's where they got his name from. I don't know, you know.
Take care.
Abstergo, Amerigo, oregano. Alright, we're gonna kill this dude, and then I'm probably gonna call it quits for the day. We didn't get too much Oblivion in. I know it's Oblivion Sunday. We only got about an hour of Oblivion, but what's important is that we had a good time. And I had a good time doing that chud woke thing. And I hope you guys do as well. I hope you guys had a good time as well. Yeah. Abstergo, Amerigo, Oregano, Obrigado.
Afternoon. I'm Beran. Castus, Vontan, and me, we take care of gardens and trees and grass. Hard work, but it pays.
You loser.
Farewell.
They're on my face.
Do you believe any of that talk about more Oblivion gates opening all over the place?
Yeah, where am I supposed to, Whoa, no. No. Balian is alone every day for several hours at Lorkmir's house. Ah, yes, Lorkmir's house is where, oh, jeez, is where I need to go. Lorkmir. Need to find Lorkmir's house. They really call this the Elven Gardens because only fucking elves live here. Guardhouse.
Speak.
Fucking loser. Get out of my face. Saronin Sintav. Irene Metric. You know, one thing I will say that I do like about, oh. Is this it? That's it. I literally just walked by it. That's why. One thing I will say I do like about cities is the idea that you can walk out your door and be right on top of everything that you need. That is one thing that I will say is a benefit of a city, you know? But other than that, it's like as somebody who enjoys walking. Fuck, dude. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me today? Dude. Dude, really? I lived in the most remote part of New York City. It was kind of ass. I'll bet it was. Ah, yes. 3 lockpicks to spare. Like the farthest from any subway or bus. Yeah, and that probably that must have been annoying because you can't just hop on a subway and get to a place, you know? That's got to be annoying. That's a pretty cool dagger, I suppose. Wonder what the dagger of I don't know which one I like better, the Dagger of Order or the Dagger of Cataclysm. One thing I will say is I've never really been a big fan of hand guards that do that. But you know what? We're going to use the Dagger of Order this time around. Forkmir's basement. Ooh, skooma. Yes, please. Fucking fork. It's a shitty looking fork. Where's Lork? Where's what's his face? The guy. I'm gonna kill Lorkmir if he's here as well. Some bone meal chilling. I'm kind of rushing through this. It's a very well-maintained bed for a junkie, I have to say. The thing looks comfy. Oh. Orkmir's dead. Well. Are you kidding me? That was a slow one. That was a slow one. What? You gotta be kidding me, dude. Why is Lorkmere dead down here? Who fucking killed him? I don't remember Lorkmere being dead. Where the hell is, what's his face? Quests. Balian is alone every day for several hours at Lorkmere's house in the Elven Garden district of the Imperial City. I could kill him there to avoid any witnesses. I don't know where this dude... Oh, like, Lorkmere is dead. So, like... What the... Uh-oh. Again, no... Yo, what's going on, Greg? How's it going, man? You caught me just in time to cheat. Because I don't know where the hell the dude I'm supposed to kill. I'm playing through the Dark Brotherhood quest line right now. I don't know where the dude I'm supposed to kill is. He's just not here, you know? Zach is everywhere. Yeah, Zach's a regular in my stream. Oh, here he is.
Hey, whoa! You shouldn't sneak up on people like that. Hey, what are you doing here?
Doing all right. Can't complain, man. You know.
Not my friend.
Excited for season 4. I'm curious what's gonna happen with that.
Do you want?
Don't goon, Scott. Hey, I'm not getting gooned. I'm doing the gooning. Shh. Hush now. It's time to sleep. I want your soul, Alien.
My soul? Whoa! Wow! Yeah! Okay, yeah! That sounds great! You can have my soul. Can I have your soul too? Oh, wow.
Whoa. Damn. Balian is dead. I killed him in Lorkmere's house, a secure location with no witnesses. I must now return to the sanctuary and speak with Ochiva to receive my reward and bonus. Take that. And all my homies are here. I can now poop in peace. Says holy clown. That bro is zooted in a real way. I need more lock picks so I can come back and pick that lock though. Map. I'm taking... Oh, damn. Fuck, I gotta come back in here and I gotta wait for it to be nighttime because I'm a vampire. Luckily, that's not too long. Zach starts as everyone's mod, then soon he's introducing you to a Jewish lawyer and you won't own anything. That's exactly how it goes. I've seen Zach work before. I've seen him work. Okay, Scott, Congregated is like Fish Tank if it was less mean, but the theme is 1900s and I'm going to be the host. A biplane dogfighter is the character. His name is Bugs Barron. Yeah? That sounds, hold on one sec. So you're going to be Bugs Barron, Greg. This is what you're going to be. I was confused. I was like, okay, so you're the host, but what's Bugs Barron got to do with it? You're gonna be Bugs Barron. I see. I wasn't expecting a second one. No, you see, the first one was segregated. The next one is congregated. To me, it sounds like it's two different things. You know. Also, more of my content is challenges and content instead of a social game. That makes sense. Yeah, I think that's going to do well. You know, segregated seemed to do very well. You know, I couldn't, unfortunately, I didn't catch too much of it. I had some shit going on at the time. I kind of still have some shit going on, but it's just not as bad. So I'm definitely going to be able to catch Congregated. Oh, no hair today. No hair today. He's got no hair. Anyway, but yeah, that sounds really cool. I can't wait to see what you have cooking up, Greg. Where is that idiot? Where? I'm looking for Ochiva. I can't find her.
Remember, dear brother,
I can hear her.
can't always be there to get you out of trouble.
Oh, there she is. There she is.
The high Elfalian now
Shadow Hunt,
swims
perfect.
in the maelstrom of darkness.
13K, damn. Is that 13K viewers or 13K in money? Fucking good. I mean, good for you either way, Greg. Good for you, man.
Captain Philida will not suspect the Dark Brotherhood was involved and will not meddle in our affairs. Here is your reward.
As a production and not leeching off fish tank, it did very well. Oh yeah, for sure, dude. For sure. Oh yeah, Greg. Good for you, man.
Guard your dreams.
See, like that's the type of shit I got to get back into doing. You know, like I used to. You know, granted, I wasn't getting like amazing viewership or anything like that, but I was getting better viewership back when I was able to put a little bit more effort and energy into my shit. And excuse me. I just want to double check. Yep, I'm good. And I like, you know, I just shit went haywire for me this year, and because of that, like now I'm just kind of phoning in the streams and stuff like that, which like that's not the ideal for me, you know. I got to get back into thinking like, hey, how can I have a good time and make something out of these streams? You know, that's the mindset I got to get into, you know. About 500 concurrent viewers over 8 days. Damn, that's really good, man. Hell yeah, dude. Really, that's good, man. I'm gonna exit out of here. Yeah, I am gonna head out in a second, but you know, I'll wait and see what else is said in the chat real quick. I won't jump out right away. You know, I'll wait. Mustax1 says you fell off. No sir, it's not me. The viewers are wrong. The viewers are wrong is what it is. Am I out of touch? No, the children are wrong. Am I out of touch? No, the viewers are wrong. Man. Is that you, Cryo? You calling me Cryo, holy clown? Is Axis 4.71 acts and Axis 5.5 is or acts, excuse me. Is the Axis is 4.71, acts is 5.5. Okay, all right. I see what you're saying, Steve Muffin. Greg, you should I forget if I still have it up. You should Greg, you should do this on one of your streams. It's called Chud Woke Values, and it's a political compass, but for acting chud or woke. As you can see, I'm sort of a chud, but I mean, I'll go ahead. I'll link this in the chat. There we go. In case any of you guys decided you wanted to mess around with it or anything like that. So we got right there. All right. But yeah, I think I'm gonna head out. All right. It fucking. I think that's just gonna give you my thing. But I mean, that's the website anyway, so you can access the quiz. You can access the quiz from that, I'm sure. But I'm gonna head out, guys. All right. Thank you guys for popping in. Thank you, Greg, for popping in. All right. Good luck on Congregated. All right. Yeah. I will. I'll talk to you guys later. All right. I might try and stream tomorrow. We're gonna see how that works. If I do, we're probably gonna look at the LA riot things going on. We're probably gonna look at those. You know, we shall see. But yeah, thanks for popping in. I had a good time. Hope you guys had a good time. I will catch you all later. Peace out.